To have everything fall into place is a seriously great feeling for an obsessive organizer like myself. To be this lucky though doesn't mean things have to go exactly as planned. I definitely did not plan to spend multiple days cooped up in my capsule hotel writing assignments when the metropolis of Japan swirled around me. But the final days I did go out to explore were a couple of my favourite ones. Kamakura is a seaside town south of Tokyo. It's home to plenty of seafood, temples, and tea shops, as if it's the backdrop of a scenic Studio Ghibli film. We visited a giant Buddha statue and stopped at a cafe for some matcha. Then we got off at a train stop in the middle of nowhere to visit this hydrangea garden. Turns out it was the wrong season for it. Just walking around the quiet neighbourhood though was an experience in itself. One small thing I noticed while walking around were these tiny little statues that dotted the fronts of Japanese homes, which I just think is super quaint and lovely because they're kind of pointless and they're hard to spot, but I feel like it's just one of those things that you would put there just purely for the fun of it. It became this hidden little secret that I felt privy to. Are you excited to see the sea over there? So apparently this right here is an iconic scene from some anime. I don't watch anime, so I can't tell you which one or what it's about, but I'm guessing that's why there are like a gazillion people here waiting for a shot dressed in uniforms. I am so confused. Was that it?
Captured the moment because the train went by so fast.
Yeah. Then we decided it was a great idea to walk to an entire island. It took longer than expected and we were absolutely starving and dehydrated by the end of it, but it was so worth it. In particular, I was fascinated by the differences between the beach culture from my home country of Australia, and my friend would point out how unique it was that there were these little stores on the sand to congregate at. I always like to say that when I'm rich and famous in many years' time, I'd like to live by the sea. I find that kind of chilled out, relaxed, comfortable vibe just so hard to replicate in other environments. Then came two extremely touristy things, both of which I had very little desire to partake in prior to going to Japan. The first was renting kimono. Well, technically these were yukata, which are worn in summer. Anyways, I was super hesitant to do this because I didn't know if it was cultural appropriation, but my doubts went away after doing a bit of research and especially from seeing and appreciating the process it takes to put the yukata on and the skills of the women who dressed us. No! I think the general consensus is that it's a part of their culture that Japanese people are willing to share, given that it's respectfully done, and I felt like it connected you to the environment and culture in this unique way, which is hard to describe. We then travelled quite a bit to get to the Team Lab Digital Art Museum. Now this was also something I wasn't sure about because I kind of assumed that it was this pricey Instagram thing, but it actually wasn't. Beyond the aesthetic social media shots is this space that seamlessly blends constantly evolving art which you can even interact with. For instance, there were these rainbow butterflies that would flutter between all the rooms, and if you tap on them they would die. I feel like it was such an immersive art experience, which was so worth it. In Japanese culture, the concept of luck is very prevalent. You can see it in the lucky charms, in symbols, and in the fortunes you get at shrines. And I can't help but think that I really lucked out by having such a rich and fulfilling month living here. So today I'm saying goodbye to this country that I've been in for the past month. Exactly 31 days. No, 32 days. I know this because my phone plan expired and I discovered this morning at 5 a.m. and was like, why do I not have data? Anyway, yesterday my dad messaged me and was like, don't worry if you didn't do everything you wanted to do, and if you regret things, because you can always come back and do them later. I mean, that's very true and valid, of course. At the same time, I realized that I don't really regret not doing anything. I wanted to make friends, which I did. I wanted to travel around in both the city and in local areas and even in the countryside, so I did that. It's kind of weird to realize that I did that. I lived on my own for a month in a foreign country where I don't speak the language, and I even learnt some of the language. That's insane to me. I don't know why there's no one here though. It's like an hour till boarding time. A flight attendant came up to me to check whether I was okay, and she said that all was okay, so I don't know, but there's no one here. I mean, I don't know what it is, but okay, I'm just gonna sit here. I'm so keen to travel again soon, but for now, it's back to school. Not ticking off every single touristy activity like seeing Tokyo Tower or Mount Fuji means I can eagerly look forward to the day I get to go back. Even if that's not anytime soon, I know that I'm already lucky enough with the knowledge that there is a place that I adore that awaits me. Until next time, Japan.